Crank that sound or grab your earbuds. It's time for Artist Direct on FM 100.5, your inside scoop on the music scene. Brought to you by Singing Hammers Construction.
Sticks and stone never broke my bone. Now I'm rising back to see, 'cause love has made a mess of me. Love has made a mess of me. I see you in the Word. Gravity as big as the ocean. I'm stuck here with the rest of me. Oh, 'cause love has made a mess of me. Love has made a mess of me. Life is a lesson we all get burned. Look at me, mama, I'm the last to learn. Look at me, mama, I'm the last to learn. Look at me, mama, I'm the last to learn. Hesitation has no room to move anymore. These bricks are starting to break. I can see an opening where we remember to live again. We remember how to live again. You can use your legs for standing. You can use your legs to run. These bricks won't break if you got a hammer. My voice is a hammer. I'm gonna build a mountain. Because I'm tired of walking through walls. I'm tired of walking through walls. I'm tired. Life is a lesson we all get burned. Look at me, mama, I'm the last to learn. Look at me, mama, I'm the last to learn. Look at me, mama, I'm the last to learn. Sticks and stones never broke my bone. Now I'm rising back to see, 'cause love has made a mess of me. Love has made a mess of me. Love has made a mess of me. Love is me.
It's Artist Direct here on FM 100.5, and that's Nicholas David with the single Look at Me. Stephanie Henning's in studio with me. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning.
And Stephanie and I are both super excited that Nicholas David is on the phone with us right now from an undisclosed location somewhere in the U.S., I think. Hi, Nicholas.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, we're good. How are you doing?
Good, very good, thank you.
So where are you hiding?
Morning.
Where are you hiding out? Are you telling?
I'm in the great state of Minnesota.
Nice, you are in Minnesota. Well, then we are very excited because that's not so far away.
Nope, not very far at all.
Okay, so Nicholas, we need to talk about this new single. This is just out. Look at Me is the new single, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah. Yeah, we've.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, we've been working in the studio. Kind of in the beginning of this year, we kind of shuffled some things around with the lineup of the band, and after a few different versions of the band, we've kind of turned the band into this mini orchestra.
It's beautiful. It's working.
It is working. So when you say a
Awesome,
mini
thank you.
orchestra, what kind of? I mean, we heard the flutes. You should have
Yeah.
heard. You should have seen Stephanie in studio. She goes, "There's a flute. Listen."
Yeah.
She was kind of geeking out on the flute.
That's multi-instrumentalist Vic Volare. We did this. We do our St. Nick's show at the end of every year. Team up with the charity and stuff, and he was one of our special guests. And as we actually met before that, I did a show with Devin Almond, and Vic was the sound guy there.
Oh, wow.
And when I found out that he was going to be the sound guy, I was like, "Are you kidding me? Vic Volare is doing sound?" And when I walked up, because he's been crooning around the Twin Cities for close to 20 years, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me! He's doing sound." And I walked up to him, and I was like, "Dude, huge fan. You don't happen to know this song?" And I played his whole tune, "I'm Gonna Miss Minneapolis." And it was just like it was a very fast friendship. And then he came and did our St. Nick's Day show after that. And then I was like, wow, there's heck of chemistry between the two of us. And I found out, like, we just started playing together just to see what would happen. And I just knew he played saxophone, but then he pulls out the clarinet at the first rehearsal and like a hollow body jazz guitar. And then the next rehearsal, he busts out the flute, and I was like, "Dude, you play the flute?" I was like, wanted to play with the flute the whole time. And then on the side, I've been, speaking with my buddy Ryan Young from Trampled about, we've had cool chemistry too. And I'm like, how can we make this work? When can we make it work? And then all of a sudden it just kind of happened. And before we knew it, we have this orchestral foundation that, we play with. That's the story. Kinda.
So it really is a mini orchestra of three.
Right.
I like it.
Orchestra trio.
The
Orchestra trio. All right.
Orchestral trio. I like it.
Yeah.
That might be I might have to come check that out. Have you guys been able to get out? Because I know you are you on tour now, or are you getting set to go on tour with Rusted Root?
Yeah, we have this show at the Dakota in Minneapolis coming up. We're doing a benefit for Dystonia, the Dystonia Medical Research Foundation.
Okay.
On the 16th. But then, and then we have a few days, and then we meet up with Rusted Root in Indianapolis on the 23rd, and then we start bouncing around with them. We will be in Iowa, but it will be in Burlington.
Yeah, but
on
that's
the 24th.
That's not so far away.
Yeah, Burlington or the Dakota Jazz
or
Club.
the Dakota Jazz Club, which is only 2.5 hours away.
Right. It's a great venue,
Right.
too.
I've seen Stephanie red-eye it back from Minneapolis after seeing any great show. How many numbers of times?
Yeah, too many to
Too
count.
many to count, yeah.
Speaking of sleeping roadside.
We're on with Nicholas David here on Artist Direct FM 100.5, brought to you by Singing Hammers Construction. So I was telling Stephanie, Nicholas, that the last time I saw you in person was when you were here at the Haymarket, and how much fun I had because the visual of you sitting behind what I called like
the wall
of keyboards, the embankment was like a battle station, like a musical battle station, and you were set back there. You were set to go. Do you do that when you're out with Rusted Root? Are you kind of surrounded by your equipment?
That was that was also kind of an interesting time because we were in between a bunch of different. That's my full. That when you saw me at the Haymarket, that was like my full. Like almost all of my gear. That's like me, what I could do. Just, I think I had the drum machine with me. And
yes,
the
you
bass,
did.
The synth bass and everything. I think I was a mini orchestra that night.
Yeah, the mini orchestra was Nicholas David. I kind of felt like at that moment when I was watching you, do you remember Mary Poppins when the chimney sweep guy played by Vic Van Dyke at the beginning?
Yeah.
You know, he's got the drum and he's banging on it and he's playing the instruments and he's singing, and I thought, that's what Nicholas David's doing right now, but he's seated. So
That's awesome. That was one of my favorite Disney movies. Like, it still is. I love that.
They're
I think,
doing a
he was
remake
on
of it.
Cherry Tree Lane when he was doing that. I love that.
Yes. What was that, Stephanie?
They're doing a remake of Mary Poppins.
Dude, that'd be sweet. I'd be down for that.
Are you really? Because that makes you a better person than me, Nicholas David. Because
I'm not sure
I don't
feel
want them to
about-
ruin my memories. I feel like I like it the way it is.
It's such a good movie. Have you kind of seen the backstory on that? The Saving Mr. Banks movie?
Yes. Which I was stunned at how much I enjoyed.
Right. I thought it was. Oh man, I thought that was so cool. I don't know if we know this about each other, but like I don't know. I'm a huge Disney fan. I have almost every Disney movie that they've released.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Disney-
announcing here on KDEC FM 100.5, Nicholas David, the coolest man on earth, is a Disney fan. You can all bring out your princess gear again because it's now officially cool. Okay, so what's your favorite Disney movie?
Favorite Disney movie? I toggle between. Like Jungle Book is
so good.
probably up there. I've just always loved the story and the artwork and the music, and I really honestly like Snow White too and Pinocchio. I like a lot of the stuff that Walt had his hand on. I think Walt was a magic dude for sure.
Wow, and now I'm singing, and I will go to fetch the water till the day that I'm grown. I love the Jungle Book. It was magical. That was like one of the first times that when I saw Jungle Book that I heard rhythms and even tones that were slightly, I mean, it's still very Disney-ified, but it was far more Eastern than the music that I had grown up with as a child. So it came off as super mystical.
Right, super. I mean, and I think the Sherman brothers, I believe Dick and Bob Sherman, they had a huge hand in that. It's funny, we speak about Mary Poppins. I have the Legacy Collection Mary Poppins one where it has like a whole disc of demos, and they have a song called Land of Sand, and it's the song that later it didn't make the movie because I think like Mary and Bert, they took the kids like kind of across the world, but they didn't get the Land of Sand in the movie. But Land of Sand melody was later changed into Trust in Me that Ka sings in the Jungle Book.
Oh, you're kidding.
Little fun fact for you.
Wow.
I just learned something. I'm ready for trivia now next Thursday night, kids. Watch out. I'm coming up with you on that one. I feel like we've uncovered a part of you that I would have never expected. This is a happy moment for me. I do want to know, have you been to Disneyland?
Oh, it's funny you ask. I've been to Disney World. Like, I've been blessed to go to Disney World a few times in my life when I was a young boy at like 8 years old, and we just actually got back. Like I've been touring across the country for the last 5-6 years, and I had a little break, and so my wife planned a trip to Disneyland just a few weeks ago, like the OG spot. So we just got back a couple weeks ago from there, and I'm still reeling from it. I loved that. It was unreal. It was so cool to see Disneyland, where Walt had his hand in, like he lived in the park. He was alive when because Disney World, he passed by the time that opened. But what the beautiful part was is I saw, what it's like to bring a family of 5, because I remember my mom and dad, I'm one of 5 too there. So it's like I was reliving old memories while making new memories with my family, and then also appreciating my mom and dad, like this stuff. Like I don't remember them getting frustrated with trying to figure out how we do an uneven number and take 3 kids through one of the most crowded, busiest places in America. It was so
That's
cool
when you do
moment
the-
of like,
the,
this like total circle of appreciation. It was beautiful.
We were just there with our 3 boys who are virtually adults. 2 out of 3 are adults now. But the Great American Adventure, you can take the whole family on that one that goes like in the circle around the stage. And that's such a cool, like, Walt
Esque.
No, he designed the whole thing.
Oh,
like,
good point.
That was a cool ride for me. It's not an adventurous ride, but it was a cool ride.
Which ride did you say, Stephanie?
Was it the Great American Adventure? You sit and it like the stage is a circle and your seats move around the circle the whole time, and it goes through. Oh, I think it starts in like the 20s or something like that with this family. and what their house and everything was like, and then you circle to the next stage, and then it's like updated in the 50s. But it gives you like history of what's happening all around the world, or in America at least. It was
Right, awesome.
You know he's going to go check that out the next time he's there. He's going to be like, well, Stephanie told me. Okay, so Nicholas, you're a Disney freak now that we know this.
Yeah, that's true.
Obviously, you know, many people got to know you if they hadn't known you already in our Midwestern sphere across the country when you were on The Voice. Are you still keeping up with your peeps from The Voice like CeeLo and everybody?
Yeah, I just spoke with a bunch of them just recently, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, it was the best music school I ever could have went to, and you know, we really forged some cool relationships that are still rolling to this day. You know, from some of the producers and the other folks to the stagehands, and then even the coaches as well. Yeah, it was quite the trip. You know, this musical school, but also became this musical family that's still in communication. Yeah, it's awesome. I still can't even believe it sometimes. You know, it'll just pass by like, wow, that really happened. You know, like, or I'll see a picture of Smokey Robinson and I'll be like, wow, that really happened. You know, or like the Bill Withers one will come up too. It'll be like, wow, that really happened. Or like, you know, it'll be something, and CeeLo will be like, you know, Happy Father's Day, bro. And I'm like, whoa, that really happened. And then that reminded me of like when we were going back and forth in the beginning before the blinds were there. Sinbad's daughter was potentially going to be on the show.
Oh,
and
interesting.
We were driving in a van, and Sinbad was in the car, you know, and I grew up laughing at him, you know, like on different shows. And then he turned back and he's like, Happy Father's Day, man. I was like, whoa, dude, say that. He said Happy Father's Day to me. That's neat. So it's like, yeah, speaking of the magic, you know, even from the Disney stuff, it's like, yeah, we still keep in contact. And it's crazy, you know, you grow up your whole life, like, you know, looking at that, like, from a certain side, you know, and be like, wow, this is magical, the magic of Hollywood, the magic of music, the magic of, you know, basically just different forms of human expression and creativity and these different things. But then it's like when you can almost like kind of cross that veil, you know, and you know, the fan becomes like the artist or something. It's just really wild place to be that tickles, you know, almost.
You know, it's actually, I know Stephanie and I are sitting here and we have this look that often women get when our hearts are moved by somebody that says something so sweet. What you did, you can't see our faces, but they have that look that goes, aww. Because we both were feeling it. It's nice to hear and really feel your gratitude for that experience. Because I know sometimes someone like me sits over here and thinks, gosh, I hope that was a good experience. I hope he didn't get burned. I hope, you know, because you worry about folks that are on these programs and you're hoping that they're building these kind of relationships. You want that to be the case, but I know it's not always the situation, but it makes me feel really good to know that that experience was so positive for you.
Right, yeah, thank you. And I just, you know, I attribute a big part of it to just like, I just kind of kept my roots. You know, I remembered where I came from, and I just kind of prayed a bunch and just stayed open and stayed, you know, just being like totally present to that situation, you know, and totally present to the individuals. It's like, and that was the way I basically navigated, you know, that crazy adventure. Because I mean, if you really think about it, it's kind of daunting. You're like, holy buckets! There's like freaking 15 million people.
Yeah.
Watching me right now. That's a lot of like heartbeats, you know. That's a lot of attention going to what you're doing. But yeah, if you just kind of strip it down and simplify it, and like I remember towards the end, it was like, whoa, this is a lot. Like this is a lot. Like it was the fire thing. There was dancers and fire coming out of the piano.
A production.
Paul Merkovich, the band director, he's like, Nicholas, David, just look around for a minute and. This is definitely not boring. He's like, you will remember this. I was like, yes, I will remember this, you know, and it was just a lot, but then I also remember the words of my wife where she was like, you know, dude, you've been playing music every day of your life, and you've been playing in different rooms, you know, around the country. Just slow it down and just focus on this room right now, and you're just in this room. And I'm like, whoa. This
Good
room
for her.
happens to be the 7th largest sound stage in other movie things, and the grand staircase of Bela Lugosi's Dracula, the laboratory of Frankenstein with Boris Karloff, Doc Brown's laboratory. But it helped to simplify it. But also, again, it was, I think part of like what I said earlier, though, was like it was easy to get swept up in that magic. There was so much creativity painted on those walls, so much art and, people taking risks and chances painted on those walls. It was fun to just sit back in that as well.
You can feel that in the lyrics to Look at Me.
Yeah, you could sort of feel that the passion, the creativity, the ability to be vulnerable and
Reflective.
to let those. Absolutely. I'm excited for the new single. And Nicholas, David, you are just. I told Stephanie, she goes, well, I'll just sit quietly. I said, you're going to love Nicholas. Just trust me. He's a great man to talk with. And you really are. You have just encouraged even my thoughts from you earlier because you let yourself be you. And that's really cool. Not every performer, especially one that has achieved your level, remembers to do that. So thank you very much for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thanks for the opportunity again. I always appreciate it. Look forward to when we can connect. So thanks for that.
Absolutely. I want to make sure we're going to play another song, but I want to make sure people know again that you are going to be touring with Rusted Root. You're going to be in Burlington, Iowa, right?
Yeah, Burlington, Iowa, at a joint called the Washington on the 24th. We basically, I don't need, you can go to thefeeling.com with no G to check out the tour schedule. But yeah, we'll be kind of bouncing around. We have to show the 16th at the Dakota, the benefit, the special benefit for dystonia. And then we were kind of bouncing around Indiana, Iowa, Indiana, and then we make our way east up, through Ohio, Maryland, Virginia, and pop around Pennsylvania, and then kind of end the tour in the Carolinas, which I'm really excited because we haven't played in the North or South Carolina yet.
Sweet.
We've driven through there to get to other gigs, but I'm looking forward to that.
All right. Well, Stephanie, was it good for you?
Was good for me.
I know you were excited. The song we're going to play is Anything But Quiet. Tell me about the song, Nicholas.
Yeah, Anything But Quiet. This is off of the Say Goodbye EP. So speaking of the voice and saying how, we've been was this musical school and also a musical family. Like the Say Goodbye EP is, the backing band is the voice band. Paul Merkovich and I, the band director, we had quite a friendship that was built on that show, and he's like, you got original music? I was like, yeah. He's like, let's record it.
All right.
So
awesome.
we had sent him some tunes, and went out there, and so this is the result of that. This is a tune called Anything But Quiet with the voice band.
All right, Nicholas, David, remember, look him up, The Feelin' with no G, and check him out at the Dakota Jazz Club in Minneapolis or in Burlington at the Washington. And thank you for joining us this morning on Artist Direct, Nicholas, David.
You're welcome. Thank you, Miss Jenny, and thank you, Miss Stephanie.
Thank you.
Anything but quiet. Yes, see you on the road. She probably will see you. She'll be the one up front going, it's me.
You have no idea who I am. I'm so creepy. Fangirl photo?
Fangirl photo, yes. All right, have a great day. And here's Anything But Quiet, Nicholas David on Artist Direct, brought to you by Singing Hammers Construction.
Thank you.
I could be your honeycomb flower. I could be your rain to rest. In the moonlight, we could dance for hours. I'll give you my time. I'll give you my best. I'll give you my time. I'll give you my best. Oh, I never thought forever would wind up today. If I ever made you lonely, if I ever scared you true, please forgive me. It may take forever, but I'll make it up to you. Please forgive me. It may take forever, but I'll make it up to you. For I lose myself in you. For I We could dance for hours. I'll give you my time. I'll give you my best. I'll give you my time. I'll give you my best.
Thanks for listening to Artist Direct on FM 100.5, your inside scoop on the music scene. Tune in again next Friday for another Artist Direct, brought to you by Singing Hammers Construction.